Stephen Johnson's Where Good Ideas Come From is a fascinating analysis of the types of environments that foster innovation. As I read it, I kept thinking about brilliant minds like Einstein's and Edison's that were stymied by the school environment. This presentation will examine the implications of Johnson's ideas for helping schools foster the development of good ideas. The reef is one of the richest natural environments on Earth. Similarly, good ideas flourish in cities and on the web. Both the development of cities and the development of the web have resulted in exponential growth in innovation. Traditional education, though, divides learning into separate disciplines, each with its own block of time. As there's more and more content that schools want to teach, this model of compartmentalization becomes less feasible. Embracing cross-curricular connections is one way schools might be able to encourage good ideas to grow. All ideas build on previous ideas. As we are exposed to a new idea, it's like walking into a new room with 3 doors leading out of it. Each of those doors represents an idea we can now access that we would not have had access to before. In fact, new ideas are rarely new at all. More often than not, they are cobbled together from old ideas, which have merely been combined in a novel way. Although we tend to think of an idea as a single entity, this is not correct. In fact, an idea represents a network of thoughts combined in a novel way. The environments that are most suited to new networks or ideas are akin to a liquid, where ideas can change shape and bump up against each other in novel ways. One of the shortcomings of the current educational system is its lack of flexibility. Rigid structures are more akin to a solid and do not foster the random collision of ideas with each other. Good ideas rarely occur as a flash of lightning. Rather, they tend to develop slowly as we mull over different possibilities. Good ideas start out murky, emerging from the fog only after we have had sufficient time to discern what it is we're looking at. One solution to this murkiness is to write everything down so you can index your ideas later. Blogging is a great way for students and teachers to record the ideas they are exploring and to make them accessible to others, as well as to aid in our own memory of the ideas. Chance plays a great role in the history of ideas. The murkiness of our hunches dissipates as we encounter seemingly unrelated ideas, often when engaged in activities such as dreaming or going for a walk. The ideas we were not seeking have a way of making our hunches come into focus. Johnson's corollary to write everything down is look everything up. Sources like Wikipedia or the New York Times webpage can be a great place to stumble upon other ideas we were not looking for. Overly limiting students' ability to freely explore limits their ability to forge these new connections. The history of innovation is, at some level, the history of human error. Countless errors must be made on the way to successful innovation. In fact, it turns out that introducing errors stimulates our creativity. Psychologists studying the free associations people made with colors found that over 80% of the free associations fell into an extremely narrow range. When they deliberately introduced error by having an actor say a word traditionally associated with a different color, the range of originality in the responses increased significantly. Creativity, as it turns out, is the product of a messy environment. Limiting the range of acceptable answers too severely inhibits creativity. Johnson's term exaptation describes the repurposing of ideas to another discipline. Breakthroughs often occur when an idea from one discipline collides with a problem in a different discipline. Informal discussions in third places away from home and work can be crucial to this juxtaposition of ideas. This is why cities are so prolific at producing good ideas. The physical realities of many different people in a small place means that you're always bumping up against someone who sees the world differently from you. While schools do teach the social benefits of accepting differences, they need to embrace the ways in which exposure to different approaches increases everyone's potential. While many companies were worrying about keeping their competitive edge, Twitter developed an open platform that anyone could build on. Because of its open platform, Twitter has benefited from the cooperative advantage, where programmers across the globe can develop applications that work for them. Copyright and the careful guarding of intellectual property limit the free flow of ideas that would heighten creativity and prepare the ground for innovation. Diagramming inventions of the past 400 years, it is increasingly true that the fourth quadrant, that of the free sharing of ideas among individuals, has produced the most inventions. Given this history of innovation, then, what are schools to do? One suggestion is for governments to reconsider the amount of bureaucracy truly necessary to run quality schools. If we know that bureaucracy hinders creativity, we should be very cautious in looking to it for solutions. Finally, I would suggest that teachers and school staff themselves attempt to immerse themselves in creative environments. Cultivate different hobbies and different friendships. Follow up on hunches and seek out environments that stimulate you to explore new approaches. Becoming participants in creative environments is surely the first step in creating them for our students.